The light fades with death's cold embrace. You've already been zipped and tagged. Struggle as you might, it will not help. No one can break out of the body bag. Here to oversee the autopsy, your hosts, Chris Thomas and Broke Rider Dave.
It's a full moon, transform into a scary beast. Got some claws and hairy feet, a pair of fangs I made to feast. It's a full moon, don't you try to run from me.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to Buddy Bag Podcast. I'm Chris Thomas, and with me, as always, Broke Rider Dave.
How we doing, everybody?
So, we have our first return guest of Season 1 back on the show, and he is responsible for a lot of traffic that came our way from Season 1. He is the second most listened to episode, actually, from Season 1. Coming back to the show, welcome, TaG. How's it going there, TaG?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to hear you guys were getting some good traffic there.
People love TaG. People love TaG and people love Alien.
Yeah. Yeah, aliens love it. Yeah, exactly.
Good
Everyone
company.
always thinks about stuff like that.
Yeah, you came to the show when we were fresh-faced young boys in our first season, and now we're season 2 men who finally kind of
Seasoned vets here. In
seasoned vets
podcasting.
who kind of, we're not as nervous anymore. We're starting to kind of get the groove of this whole podcasting business. But before we get into some stuff that's going on with you, I need to ask both of you guys, what did you think of the halftime show?
I loved it.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
halftime?
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. It was everything I kind of suspected just because it is a Super Bowl, so they're not gonna hop on there with nothing but a G thing and
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
right.
I know that they probably
put it-
had to sign a contract that had a whole bunch of stipulations. You can't say this. You can't say F the police. you can't say any of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Eminem supposedly took that kneel. I thought he was just kneeling just to like kneel. because the camera was
I
going
thought
down.
I was just dumb because when I saw him kneel, I didn't put that together until people started talking about it. I was like,
Well,
oh yeah,
I think he was doing that more to pay respect to Tupac,
I heard that too.
because that's what
but-
Dr. is playing on the piano at the moment.
I think they flipped it. I think they took it and started flipping it. I don't think he did that for that purpose.
Yeah.
What, you don't think that he did it for BLM?
Yeah, I don't think he did that for that.
No.
I mean,
I didn't put
actually
that together.
yeah, me neither. I just thought, hey, the camera is going down and he's kneeling. And he didn't do the kneel like the way Kaepernick does it. He just
I thought it was more of like, all right, Dre's now coming up on the thing. I'm a kneel, like, it's Dre's turn.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes. People just want to get upset about anything.
But I hadn't been this excited for a Super Bowl halftime show since. Actually, I think that my favorite one before this one was when Bruno Mars was performing.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That one was a really good one. But when I heard the lineup for this, I was like, this is every millennial's playlist. This is what was
Right?
on my MP3 player in high school. All of these people.
What I liked about this performance too, the vocals, whoever engineered and produced the vocals on there was so clear and on point. Like you could hear every word these guys were saying. There wasn't any dubs. It's like perfect vocal training. For rappers, that was pretty impressive to me. And then they have a live band also going with the backing track, so they made it live. They did the whole thing. Like they didn't miss any points there.
Well, the cool thing too about, rap shows like that is that a lot of the vocals aside, a lot of it is the performance and the showmanship of it, and the show was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole setup was awesome, and then the choreography to all the songs was dope too. It was definitely very, very, very good. Plus, I didn't realize this was actually the first rap performance for a halftime show.
Yeah, that's why it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was making fun of 50 Cent for gaining weight. I was just losing my mind when I saw him like coming in with upside down singing in the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good surprise. Yeah, he'll probably lose that quick. He's always up and down. And,
You know what? That dude is rich. He don't have to explain himself to anybody. If he want to get fat, he get fat all he
pretty
want. He
much,
rich.
Yeah, all of us have put on weight since In the Club came out. All right, so give a
Yeah,
break.
and I don't have $1 million to show for it either. So
Yeah,
Yeah. Luckily, I stayed thin because of I guess it's my genes or whatever. But I mean, I've had my moments where I'm like, man,
yeah,
I'm just
I-
waiting for I'm just waiting to hit that wall where my metabolism ain't gonna start working like it used to anymore.
yeah, it
sure.
definitely ain't working the way it used to.
No,
For me at least. But I started going back to the gym recently. I've been out for like a
yeah,
couple months, but it's tough, man.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
But moving away from the halftime show, let's talk let's catch up with what's going on with you. How's
Yeah,
what's going on? Anything new going on with you there, Tag? I know you sent me and Dave a little snippet of Shine.
yeah.
yeah,
Doing a lot more this year. Instead of just putting out songs every month, which I will do, and probably more like 2 songs a month. I'm trying to aim for, but it takes a lot to make a song. A lot of people don't
yeah,
realize.
Hmm.
Um, and then secondly, we're looking to add a lot more visuals. So I'm doing more uh performance scenes to
Hmm.
go with like TikTok and YouTube because my main goal now is building the YouTube more so than like Spotify and Apple. Just because YouTube you can
right.
retain it more, you can do so
Yeah,
much more on YouTube.
I have
Uh
been getting a lot more notifications whenever you drop a video.
oh,
yeah,
sweet, that's good.
yeah,
Good to
Yeah,
know.
I'll just get a buzz on my phone whenever I get updates and stuff like that. And I thought,
yeah,
oh, Tag just dropped a new freestyle.
yeah,
Yeah, and the shorts really has been taking off. One got like a couple thousand, well, at least 1,000 views with no promotion, no ads or anything. And some of my videos are now getting like to 20K,
Hmm.
10K, 30K, just by consistently putting it up. Excuse me. And this month I'm actually a little behind because I'm working on the new one, but I'm honestly just filming off this most of the stuff off my new iPhone. I got an iPhone 13, but I got a light,
okay,
gimbal. Uh, I got the whole shebang to pull it off.
Those are
nice.
actually some pretty solid numbers considering that, online is just flooded with content.
mhm.
Yeah,
So those are some pretty solid numbers if you're getting that many thousands. Just you said just off your phone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm using my phone to film, but I'm using like cinematic mode. I'm editing it. I'm editing it in Final Cut Pro. Like
Yeah.
I'm these
okay,
phones
yeah,
now,
oh
especially
yeah,
the 13.
uh,
It's the first one of the first phones where you could actually like film something. It looks like
I
it's
remember
awesome.
back when
yeah,
like people like needed Photoshop or Adobe Premiere Pro and stuff like that, and now you could just you just if you can go to anything online and just free apps if you know how to do stuff, you can just work around things. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and I have some film buddies around here too. Like the last one I did on that show was actually one of my videographer friends, and he filmed that, which was pretty cool. And then I did edit it myself. Just give it to me, and I just chop it up. And that's it.
okay,
It's yeah. It took a while to figure it out, but now I'm pretty fast in Final Cut. And I'm
hmm
also working on an
nice.
NFT project too, which will be coming soon for the metaverse. I'm really interested in
Yeah,
that. It's very exciting down here in Miami for there's a lot of like events and
yeah,
conferences about it with key people and yeah, a lot of it is so new and with it being new, there's a lot of scams and stuff out there. You just got to be
sure.
careful and get knowledgeable. Get the education on it.
hmm
That's where I'm at, and I'm looking to do my first one. But it's gonna be something like what we're doing now, where it's something that I can always keep close with the community, which would be like mainly my fans and people I always speak with. Continuously about music. Just so once
Yeah,
again, the metaverse is things we can do, things I can offer.
So I was listening that Shine song that you had sent me and Dave. I think that might be my new favorite song. I listen to the crap out of Dark Roads especially. It's
Yeah.
that's been my go-to like nighttime song whenever I'm like driving on the road. I'm always bragging. I'm doing everything I can to push that song because I really
yeah,
like it that much. But that Shine song is gonna be my new song that I wake up to now. That's gonna be
yeah,
my get the day started song.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's exactly what I made it for. Inspirational song.
Oh, you definitely could tell.
So I think the one that you sent us that was only like a 27-second clip though.
Yeah,
When and where can I get the full?
full one is actually on Spotify, I believe.
Is it? Oh, is it on Spotify?
Yeah,
Oh, I think no.
yeah, I found it. Yeah,
Oh, it is on
I'll be
Spotify. Oh, it
fine.
was full on Spotify. Oh, yeah. I thought because I was went to go listen to it before the show, and when I clicked it, I was like, I could have sworn that I had the whole song playing at one point, but it was only I had to go to Spotify, I guess, to get that whole
Oh,
one.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the link I send you sounds like it plays like a preview of it, and then on the bottom
Yeah.
you click wherever you really want to play like the full song.
Because the other day, I could have sworn that I'd listened to the whole song, and then I went and pulled it up, and I was talking about it with Dave, and I was like, oh, did I just like listen to 27 seconds on a loop for like 4 minutes or something? But Dave, you had something specific you wanted to talk about and bring up with Tag here.
Well, Tay, we were talking a couple weeks ago, and you said you were working on like NFT projects, and you already like touched base on it. So, is it like this is something you're like pushing forward with? Is the NFTs? How exactly are you gonna like incorporate that into everything? Like, it already seems like you're doing a lot with YouTube and
Uh-huh.
putting out music. So,
Yeah, it's just going to be an additional thing to everything else I'm doing.
yeah,
Well, the NFTs is gonna what it's gonna do. It's gonna allow like people like yourselves, like say you wanted to use my song in like a movie or something like that, right?
okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna allow people to have the non-exclusive license to use that song in whatever they want. Um, whenever they buy the NFT, so you can use it
Hmm.
in commercial, movies, whatever.
Oh, kind of like how I used your werewolf song for the intro for that episode.
Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. Which obviously we spoke about that, so that
yeah,
was totally fine. So,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
NFT will allow that. On top of that, we're always getting paid from it, which is
yeah,
the great thing about it. It's not like are you going in my pockets, I'm going in your pockets. You don't have to sit there and call me and work it out. I mean, we can, but the
yeah,
NFT, the powerful thing about why it's so powerful with Ethereum with these small contracts, you could put in there, hey, this is why this is what we allow you to do owning this NFT. That's the power in it. It's the smart contract where it states basically everything that you guys agreed to.
Okay.
all right,
That's
Oh,
yeah,
I'm glad that you now I don't have to look stupid and ask, hey, what's an NFT?
yeah,
yeah. Also,
All I know is I've just been hearing it a lot on the news, but I didn't know exactly what it was.
yeah. So non fungible token. So the way it works is you have Ethereum, which is what the smart contracts are based off of,
Mm.
and you have these wallets where what you would do is let's say you take the picture of the song,
Mm-hmm.
combines it puts the Ethereum blockchain onto that picture, onto that song. The blockchain's on there forever. It's called minting. So when you say
Uh-huh.
yeah,
so now it's minted together. Now anywhere that song or picture goes, it's traced and tracked. And on top of that, your wallet is attached to it. So let's say we worked out, hey, I get 10% every time play it or so, or if you sell it, then it comes back to me all the time because it's on the blockchain. Plus, you can sell it and do things with it too and make profit off of it or do
yeah,
whatever you want with it, which is a powerful thing about it. Which you guys, I think, would benefit you guys because you're creators as well
Mm-hmm.
in this space big time. And I'm on Twitter Spaces with some of these guys who are doing it big time, so I could always invite you guys to listen in, jump in there
yeah,
and ask questions because I'm not the expert, but I've asked enough questions to understand it and finally know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Because it's growing every day. It's always new things. Like it's advancing pretty quick.
Okay, well,
yeah.
that definitely sounds like something that
We're gonna have to look into.
yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
real quick, because last season when we had you on, it was kind of a let's get to know Tag. Who is Tag, and what do you do? So I don't think we necessarily need to like have to retread like who you are and all that business. So let's try to make this one a little bit more of a fun kind of light kind of episode.
Okay.
Are you down to have a little fun?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All right, real quick. All right, so
Oh
here at the Bag Podcast, we're all about thieving. We steal content all the time. We've stolen Thomas Gloom's voice.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and now I've stolen something that I got off of TikTok. So, Dave, if you recall, a couple of days ago, I asked you to list out 7 random numbers.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do the same with TaG.
Okay.
All right, 1 through 7. Give me those numbers in any random order.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All 7 of them in random order.
Oh, all 7 of them in a row. Oh, from 1 to 7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 7,
Uh-huh.
2,
Yep.
6,
Yep.
3, 4,
Okay. Excellent. So,
and 5.
all right. Oh, and 5. Oh, yeah. It's like there is a number missing. All right. So, what I have here, Dave, we played a monster version of this game last night. I have, because I believe last time I had given you like a 50-50 kind of thing, like, all right, this rapper or this one or this one. This time, I have this randomization wheel filled with God knows how many rappers and musical artists. We're going to build a rapper or build a musician
Okay.
with these following attributes here. You have lyrics, flow, look or style, cadence, hook, voice, and reputation. So
Okay.
I spin the wheel, and the order that you have given me here of these numbers will determine, like, you get the cadence of this performer, you get the flow of this one. So for instance, let's say I spin this wheel, which I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Iggy Azalea.
Oh no.
So now we can do this randomization where you just gave me your random numbers here and we just assign it to you, or we spin the wheel 7 times and you be like, all right, give me that person's voice. So would you rather do it the random way, or you get to pick like what you take from each person?
That's a good you know what? Let's do it random.
You want to do a random?
Yeah.
All right, so
That's fun.
now we have Dave and we have you, TaG. So since Dave went first, we're gonna do his first here. So
All right.
so yours is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first up is voice. Whose voice are we gonna give you?
All right.
You're getting the voice of Meek Mill.
All
Oh,
right.
that's a good one.
Right.
Yeah, you get Meek Mill. Okay. Next, you have the look and style, the drip, if you will, of. Oh, I was so hoping that was going to be that one. Soldier Boy.
All right.
You're looking like Soldier Boy.
All right.
Next is your reputation. Common.
All right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Common.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is your flow. You got Tech Nine's flow.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I was
Nice.
just talking about Tech Nine with my friend the other day.
Yeah.
Totally independent, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. He's one of the first, or it is the first.
Yeah.
All right, now you got who's giving you your hook? Two Chains.
Oh,
All right.
not bad.
No.
Yeah, good lineup here.
And
Yeah.
lastly, who is responsible for your lyrics?
All right.
Oh, no. You didn't give me one of the numbers, so that one's going to go last, actually. Actually, we're going to do... You forgot to give me 4, so who are you going to have the cadence of? Cadence
All right.
here. Cadence of... 50 Cent.
Hmm.
All right.
And lastly, who are you getting your lyrics from? Lil Yachty.
Oh no.
Did he trip at the finish line?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
You have the strong point of like every artist, which is kind of funny, like Text Flow and
Yeah.
2 Chains on the hook, Soldier Boy with the fashion, and then you had
Voice of
Lil
Meek Mill.
lyrics. Oh man.
Oh.
Reputation of Common with Lil Yachty's lyrics.
Yeah.
don't know how that works, but okay.
All right, so Dave, I'm gonna have that yours right here now. We have tag. All right. So we're starting off with your lyrics. Who, since you started off with one, who is gonna be your lyricist?
All right.
Here we go. Post Malone.
I'll take it.
Better than Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
The songwriter.
All right, so next, your reputation. Ooh, tag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I put you on the list
Solid
Wow.
reputation there.
Interesting. I guess I'll take that
because you got no choice.
right, exactly.
That just happened to work out. All right, so next is flow. Who's giving you your flow here? Wiz Khalifa.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
Type flow.
I actually filmed him in my former job when he came down here to Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool dude.
He was, I think he was recently, oh, not recently, but he was on Masked Singer at one point, I think. No, wait, was he? No, I might be thinking of Lil Wayne. Anyway, blah 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 blah. You are next with voice.
All right.
Who you sounding like?
Oh no. What is
Megan
it?
the Stallion.
Oh my god. I'm like a he, she.
Megan
Yeah.
the Stallion.
That's
All
not
right.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so that was voice there. Okay, so 3. All right, who you looking like? What's your drip looking like?
All right.
Schoolboy Q.
Huh.
That's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah. Pretty basic guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cadence. Chance the Rapper.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Yeah.
Take that.
And lastly, what is a song without a hook?
Oh yeah, the hook.
Hey, I don't think you could have asked for a better one. You got Tupac.
Oh nice.
Oh damn.
Oh nice. I got classics now.
All right,
Yeah.
so I think you guys have both good and bad. Again, so lyrics. All right, so let's see if we can like go down the line here. I'll put a check mark next to who takes what category here. Lyrics, you have Post Malone versus Lil Yachty.
Oh, that's an easy one. That's
Yeah.
taking
Definitely
that.
Post Malone.
So you got the lyrics there, tag. Flow, we got Wiz Khalifa and Tech Nine. I think it has to go. That has to go to Tech.
It definitely has to
Yeah.
be Tech 9.
I don't even have to ask you guys that. Everyone that's going straight to Dave.
All right. He has like 10 million flows. Wiz Khalifa has one. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Which one? Yeah. All right.
Right.
So now we got Schoolboy Q versus Soldier Boy and Looks Department. They're both kind of like, I don't know. I don't think either one of them really necessarily stand out in either way.
I think Soldier Boy is probably known a little bit more for his looks.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So I'll probably
Alright,
give it.
So give it to Dave.
Yeah.
Okay. Which brings us to Cadence, which is Chance the Rapper versus 50.
Ooh. I think
That's close.
I might have a better cadence because it's my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think there, Dave?
I think I'd probably have to go with Chance.
Chance?
Yeah.
What did you?
Strong cadences. It's just like
Yeah.
really the only reason I said it just because like his hit songs, his cadences is what makes the hits. But Chance does have top notch lyrical cadences, you know.
Yeah.
So
I will put those as a toss up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hook, 2 Chainz versus Tupac. I mean,
Tupac.
I don't even have to ask.
Yeah, it's Tupac all day.
Yeah.
Dave, why don't you sit here and tell us why Tupac is not as good as 2 Chainz?
I'll pass on that one.
Oh yeah, that's just
Sorry, but it's Meek Mill versus Megan the Stallion in the voice department.
well, we're both guys. But
Yeah.
Meek Mill,
Yeah.
he's known for his voice. That's damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly, Reputation, Common, and TaG.
Well, Common's got more reputation than I do, so.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean who has more, but who has a better reputation too.
Oh, oh, I see.
Well, I mean, have you been to the White House?
Oh yeah, true. I think Common got me, but just
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be self-absorbed here, I'm gonna go with myself.
You know what? I got to give it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
yeah, TaG.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You Common? No, I'm kidding.
yeah. Oh, are we gonna? Is this where the beef started?
Common and TaG beef.
The epic TaG and Common beef that went down through
man.
the ages.
I think Common will actually bring up my reputation if that. Oh man.
Dave, let's have him choose the thing that I was gonna say for the King of the Hill match.
Oh yeah, King Will.
So
Might as well do that, yeah.
what I'm gonna start doing with our guest now, in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, this is a horror podcast. We're going to build a horror creature type thing.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So what we're gonna do is now the attributes for this one are. And the same thing, I have a randomized list wheel, and you have to give us, we have intelligence, we got form or the looks, resources, strength, specialty,
Okay.
and voice and weapon. Now, in this one, you get to choose. And we are interviewing Haley tomorrow, Haley Newland, and she's going to do the same thing. And then we're going to pit those two against each other in an online poll.
Interesting.
And then at the end of the season, we're going to see which character that has been built by our guests has survived to the
It's
end.
still standing, yeah.
Yeah, and then you make that one into NFT.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So remember, in this one, you get to actually choose, like, I want to take this from this and this from that.
Okay.
So your first spin, you're going to go with Pyramid Head from Silent Hill.
Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. And what characteristic would I choose from?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got intelligence, form, resources, strength, special, voice, and weapon.
Interesting, because I'm not really familiar with Pyramid Head, so I'm gonna Google it.
There you go.
Hey, the power of the internet in the palm of your hand right there.
Man, this is a pretty awesome looking
Looking dude, right?
yeah. I'm going to go. Was appearance one of them?
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Oh, look, yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the look.
He's pretty intimidating.
Right?
Yeah. Somebody with a pyramid on their head. I mean, he can't see nothing, but I'm assuming he can.
No, well, nobody's gonna come near him looking like that. So
Oh yeah,
Pyramid-
definitely. Yeah, he's
Pyramid
got-
Head. Okay. So we got the look of Pyramid Head.
Yeah, definitely like the look.
Predator.
Ooh. Get the looks on the pyramid. Oh, I'll take the intelligence of the predator.
You're gonna take Predator
100%.
intelligence?
100%.
Combat intelligence?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Predator.
They can cloak, see in infrared, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, T-1000. The Terminator. Terminator T-1000. You got resources, strength, specialty, voice, and weapon.
I think I'm gonna take the strength.
I think that's the smartest choice. Yeah.
I would have took the voice. Get that nice Arnold voice going.
That's not the T-1000. The T-1000 is the liquid metal one.
Oh, it's the liquidator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still strength?
Probably would the specialty include like him turning into the liquid and like moving around? Yeah, I'll do specialty.
You'll do that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, you got Patrick Bateman, American Psycho.
Oh,
Dave got this one both times last night.
Yeah.
I would do voice.
Voice, you got talking like Christian Bale,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Bateman. I think Dave picked his resources last night.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a smart one. Damn it.
Oh, too late.
Yeah.
You could have been rich.
I could have been a rich killer, which he is.
Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Oh, that should have been my voice, man.
So you
man.
have resources, strength, and weapon.
I have to take the weapon.
You can take that axe.
Yeah.
Okay, now you just got strength and resources left. Not
Okay.
a bad creation so far though. Oh, I was really hoping.
No.
Oof. Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
Buffalo Bill and have resources and strength left, huh?
Yeah. So, I mean, he has a murder basement. He has tons of lotion.
Seems like valuable resources to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go resources.
You gonna hold out and hope that you get a really good one for strength.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Kind of missed out on the strength one and the resources, but yeah, I guess I'll have to take his resources because he's got a house, you know.
He's got house. He's got a bunch of moths. He's got a night vision goggle. All right, so last one. Who are you getting the strength of? You were this close to getting Alice's from Resident Evil. You get Billy Loomis's Ghostface. You get Ghostface from Scream.
Oh man, he's got no strength.
Arguably, you probably would have been stronger with Buffalo Bill.
Yeah,
Possibly.
You very well could have probably been stronger. All right, you have the intelligence of Predator, the form of Pyramid Head, the resources of Buffalo Bill, the strength of Ghostface, the specialty of the T-1000, so that kind of makes up for a little something,
Yeah.
the voice of Patrick Bateman, and the weapon of Jack Torrance. And we will see tomorrow if Haley Newland can, the luck of the dice with her, and we'll see which one wins the poll.
yeah, man, I should have took the strength of Terminator.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, it's certainly not the best it could have been. But
You know what? I could turn into liquid. You know. since
Yeah.
I got
you have
this-
an axe. You could always like liquidate yourself, come up from behind, and hit somebody with an axe.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true. That is true. Yeah,
But that'll be treats for a little bit later on in the week. So I'll tag you in it when I post it.
Yep. Tag.
Tag.
There you go.
I think I made that joke last time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the movie that you picked this week, Todd Phillips' Joker. So last guest that we had with Mona Kabani, I think I had said, you know, I like the movie. Don't think that I don't know if it's Oscar worthy, but I liked it. Rewatched it again. I liked it a lot more.
Yeah.
Real quick, Joker for those. That movie came out in 2019. Is that correct?
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah. Right before COVID.
Right before COVID. So it was probably a lot of people's last movies they saw in the theater before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Or maybe even during COVID, people was getting sick and didn't even know it.
Yeah. And Arthur Fleck is this movie's Joker, struggling comedian, and wears a clown outfit and a lot of his odd jobs, but is being pushed down by the system that oppresses the poor and exploits the weak and the poor, and the rich get off scot-free. And he's also battling mental illness. And is all of this really happening? Maybe. We don't know at the very end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's a Batman-less Joker origin story. Maybe, unless you are in the camp of I don't think this guy is really the Joker, which is a argument I have heard before, that this isn't the actual Joker. This is the person that inspired the actual Joker.
Which makes sense because in this movie, Bruce Wayne is still a child. You know,
that part doesn't even really bug me. The age difference isn't even really an issue for me.
Yeah, I think it would be either because by the time Batman is grown, Joker's probably what, maybe in his 50s, close to 60s.
Yeah. So how old is he supposed to be in this? Struggling, I guess, in his latter 30s, going into 40s, maybe.
Yeah, like late 30s. Seems like.
Yeah, late
So
30s, early 40s, maybe.
Yeah.
discussion has to be had. Well, it's kind of a dicky way to ask, but because I don't think you can really compare them. But where does Joaquin Phoenix rank in your Joker lineup of him, Jared Leto, Heath Ledger, and Jack Nicholson?
Mm. I'm gonna give him number one.
It is kind
See,
of
I'd
an
go with
unfair
number
thing.
2.
I was gonna say it is kind of an unfair thing because he does have a whole movie dedicated to him.
Yeah, which I've heard that case before too, where Heath Ledger had to like obviously share screen time and still make the same impact. With I think his Joker was amazing too. I just think obviously if he was still alive, it would have been he would have been it. He would have
I
been
think that
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's Joker was on screen exactly enough time as he needed to be.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
him, I think that if you put him in too much more, you run the risk of it being like, all right, well, why is this called The Dark Knight when you have the Joker having more screen time than Bruce Wayne does?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He was definitely he stole the show, but you had obviously the story is the most important thing.
This movie was interesting because I was rewatching some of the scenes. I think that a good villain is one that the audience looks at and goes, I kind of get where this guy's coming from.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
the only one that comes to mind whenever I think about that is Killmonger from Black Panther, which I think is the best Marvel villain because you and in Joker, I can only see this guy get his ass beat so many times, and I'm like, man, you need to do something.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, where Killmonger actually had like a
A
good reason.
reason. Yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that why you were quiet? You were trying to think of why Killmonger would? Yeah, it,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it hit me. I was like, okay, that's what you're talking
yeah.
about.
Inherently, him and Black Panther kind of wanted the same thing in a sense, in that they wanted to use their resources to help the community and stuff like that. Although,
Yeah.
but Killmonger wanted to more kind of like dominate the world rather than help the oppressed.
Yeah.
But when you hear him talk and the passion behind of how he's talking, you're like, I kind of get it, man. I get where you're coming from. And Wakanda really did you dirty by killing your dad and leaving you there. But this ain't a
Right.
black belt. This ain't about Black Panther though. I could talk about that movie for a whole nother episode. But Joker, why do you think that people? It always seems to be the Joker. People root for the Joker in like this movie and The Dark Knight and stuff like that. Why do you think that is? I mean, at the end of the day, these are characters who are trying to get people to just like cause chaos and kill people and stuff like that. What do you think is so fascinating that people just flock to that kind of character?
Yeah, I think that's why they actually made this movie. I think that was the question in DC's mind at the time, and eventually what happened, they made this, which is kind of a backstory to okay, let's make people really like the Joker and give him a backstory of why he became who he is, because they made it so relatable to what people go through that's on the bottom, or people even with like mental health issues, like people think it's a joke, but that's what they did it. They made it so realistic on top of that, like so real. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like, hey, I'm gonna shoot this, like kind of like Marvel, like kind of you're gonna predict what's gonna happen. It's kind of like still like a kid type movie to me because it's not really as gruesome or as a Joker was. I think Joker was as real as it gets.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, when I heard he was playing, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be very good.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew.
Yeah.
And I had the same thing. I had the same experience you did, Chris. I think you were one that mentioned it earlier. Was I saw the movie and I was like, this movie's pretty good. And I was like, damn, that was really like good. I'm like, I wonder if it really was that good. So I went back to see it again,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, because I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, I think the movie's good. And if funny enough, it came out like day right after my birthday, so I kind of just went to go see it. So
Okay.
when I
Yeah.
saw it the second time, I was like, oh man, this movie really is good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot
Yeah.
better in my second viewing than I did in my first one.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely same here.
Yeah, Yeah, and then I saw a third time because I went with some friends.
And I guess even more so when I found out about a little tidbit of, you know, that scene where he goes, "Oh, I forgot to punch out," and then he punches the punch clock thing off of the wall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Apparently that was improvised. Apparently he punched it like 20 times for it to do that, and he didn't tell anybody on the set that he was about to do it, and it just left everybody like, what the hell just happened?
That's awesome.
That's the
Yeah, that's
thing.
a,
Yeah.
Whether it's I don't know whether it's Heath Ledger Joker or Jared Leto or Joaquin Phoenix, it seems like just this role brings it out of somebody to just
Yeah.
because Heath Ledger went on record saying that it took him to a dark place having to prepare for this role.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, according to his castmates, became like a real dick and then was like filming and was like sending his crewmates like used condoms and rats and stuff like that, just doing weird stuff. And Joaquin Phoenix looked like he lost, I don't know how much weight, but a ton of weight for this role.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like people really want to, you know, whether successful or not, do the Joker justice that they just totally commit in what they imagine total commitment would be.
Yeah. It's an iconic role, I think. It's kind of one of
Which
those roles where everyone's going to want to nail 'cause the bar is set so high for this role.
Which it's very interesting. The latter three Jokers,
Yeah.
what they consider. That's the cool thing about Joker is that it can be kind of however you want him to be. So seeing their preparation process is like, well, I think that this Joker would be the kind of person who would do this, and
Yeah.
yeah, because you got your villain, then you got the like the bad guy, the villain who's
Mhm.
just dark and just wants to see everybody burn. Then you got the gangster one.
Yeah, the Juggalo.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have the one with the mental issues.
So, yeah.
You know,
It's kind of like the I don't know if you guys have ever read the comic of the Three Jokers.
No.
no, I
Yeah.
haven't actually.
Oh, I'd say it's where all three Jokers, like the ones from different stories that you hear about in like the Batman lore, like all actually exist in the same universe and are three separate people.
Okay.
Uh,
Hmm.
I'd say give that a check out if you want something to read. It's a pretty cool story. And that's exactly how you just described it. You have the criminal, the clown, and the other one. There was the criminal, the clown, and the comedian
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh,
And they were all like, one of them was the one who killed Jason Todd. The other one was the one who shot Barbara and made her into and put her in the wheelchair. The other one is
Yeah.
did this. It's pretty cool, but
Okay.
that's something else. But yeah, this movie, you know, it's I'm a little at a loss for words too, just because they hit you with that at the very end of. Well, let me ask you guys: do you think it all really happened, or do you think he's just some crazy dude in a mental institution?
um, I think
I think the ending happened.
yeah, I think it happened. I think
Yeah.
most of it happened. I think the stuff that they showed played in his head really did play in his head. I don't
Like
think
him
that
having a girlfriend?
exactly right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I think they showed what was actually playing in his head and what really happened. I don't think the movie like tried to keep it like secret,
Yeah.
My opinion.
Well, y'all's personal preference. Do you think that this should just stay as a standalone? All right, we don't need a sequel. We don't need it to tie into any universe or anything like that. Or would you want to see Joaquin Phoenix back as Joker?
I would say
Oh,
a.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say I'd want to see this be a standalone because it's an incredible movie, but I think of it less of a horror movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more like a psychological movie.
That's why I
Really
think it would be
digs
good.
into the depths of mental illness and everything.
That's why I think it being a standalone would be wise, just because I don't know if you'd be able to capture that kind of uh, tone that they did with this one again. Of because one of the big things that it had going for it was that you don't know what parts were real and what parts weren't. What about you, Tag? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I like it as a standalone, and I wouldn't be mad if they just left it as a standalone. But I would definitely like to see a sequel and see how they build on it. I think what would have been a very very cool way to do it was which I am actually excited about the new Batman coming out, but
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks pretty good. I think what they could have done was this would have been a cool way to start, like where a superhero movie starts with the actual bad guy, and then the sequel brings in Batman. Now he's grown.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you already built the story for Joker. Now it has a way more meaning of why now Batman is here, and instead of starting it with the superhero, you started with the villain, which would have been good. It looks like with this new Batman,
Yeah.
the way they made it, it looks like obviously the movie's not out yet. We haven't seen it, but from the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be like the same type of theme and the way they did it.
Mhm.
Hopefully, maybe it could be included.
Grounded in reality kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe it could be included in the future. Maybe that's their plan. Who knows?
But yeah, as a Batman movie, I think it's good that for right now it's separate from any kind of Joker related thing. Just because the second you hear any kind of like news about a Joker coming out, the Joker tends to get all the spotlight. Which I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're giving spotlight to the Riddler, which I think that making him a gritty, the movie Seven kind of feel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
think
that was pretty cool with
that's
the
pretty
voice.
sweet.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people were like giving Robert Pattinson a lot of crap for being cast, and I was like, why? Just because I mean, because he was in Twilight. Even he didn't like the fact that he was in Twilight.
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
anybody who ever says or brings up Twilight and says, "Oh yeah, but he was the vampire Edward from Twilight," I'm like, all right, so he was he was either a teenager or a young dude in his 20s who was just getting started in Hollywood. You're telling me that if you had the opportunity to be making bank and have women throw themselves at you in Hollywood, that you wouldn't have taken it, and it was like one of your earliest roles, telling me that you wouldn't have done the same thing?
Right.
Right, exactly. It's just, I mean, it already is hard to make it as an actor. So if he gets the opportunity to be in a teen,
A young
TV.
adult, based off a young adult novel thing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the movie, right? Twilight. Well,
yeah.
wasn't it a show too? Or am I thinking something
So what'd
else?
you say?
Twilight was a movie, right? Movie series, right?
Yeah, a series of
Yeah.
movies
Oh,
based off of the
Yeah.
books. Yeah.
got it. Yes, I remember now. Yeah, and he actually wasn't like probably the main known one from that series. I think it was actually that other guy, right? He kind of,
Oh, Taylor Lautner,
yeah, like I guess he had some opportunities and it never
which
really.
you don't see him anymore. He dropped
No.
off the face of the earth. He was
Yeah.
doing movies like what is that Adam Sandler one? Was it The Ridiculous Six?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really have any good acting skills, in my opinion, past Twilight.
He was there to take his shirt off and show his abs, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, you give me or you show me the check that he probably made from playing Edward in Twilight.
I'd do it, yeah.
I will wear whatever glittery outfit or sparkles or whatever you want me to do and play whatever kind of vampire you want me. You pay me that kind of money.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I know Robert Pattinson's been in a good amount of movies already.
Yeah, last one I saw him in was Tenet.
Yeah.
He was in Tenet, you're right, and he played good.
Yeah, he was really good in Tenet.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
He was
So
in he was also while he was doing the Twilight stuff, he was in Harry Potter for a little bit.
Yeah. I
yeah,
actually just watched the Goblet of Fire for the first time last week.
Dude has mad
It's
acting
pretty good.
skills.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen like the first 2 or 3 Harry Potters. I never watched like the full thing, but I think I'm gonna get into it.
It was a good show when I was. I think I watched it when I was through middle school all the way through high school. It was a fun little thing to watch every year.
Yeah.
But he did play good in Tenet. I'm
Mhm.
gonna
Yeah.
give you that because I remember he was like he was like basically kind of co-starring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
people said the same thing with when Heath Ledger was announced as the Joker. People were like, "Really, that dude from A Knight's Tale? Really, you're
Right.
gonna have that dude play? That dude's gonna be horrible." And now he went down as arguably the best Joker in history. So
Yeah.
Well, he killed it. I knew he was gonna do good. The only thing I couldn't like picture was like I couldn't picture him as like I tried to imagine him being the Joker.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
like, I couldn't really picture it because I guess maybe because of his face. I don't know, but I was like that movie, The Patriot. I
Mhm.
thought was pretty good. The one
Oh
with
yeah, Mel Gibson.
yeah, exactly. And he did pretty damn good in that movie. So I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I don't see him like being a
Yeah.
bad actor at all.
My
But
only thing is when Robert Pattinson was cast, I was kind of upset that they replaced Ben Affleck.
yeah, I thought Ben was pretty good.
If you watch the Snyder Cut of Justice League, like Ben Affleck was really good in that one.
When I see Ben Affleck, like I think he's just when I saw him playing Bruce Wayne, I'm like, you know what? This has been the first believable Bruce Wayne I've seen on screen. Uh, he comes off like he has the looks and he talks intimidating too, and he's going to these functions. But what I'm interested with the Batman is we'll get back to Joker.
Yeah.
but the thing I'm looking forward to about this Batman is that we're finally seeing Batman do detective work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Ben Affleck one, I think I agree with you guys. He's definitely a good Batman, but I think they just introduced him. His setup wasn't good. Like he was just introduced into the Justice League.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't his fault. There was a lot of bad stuff in the Justice League, but Ben Affleck as Batman wasn't one of them.
He
Yeah.
didn't like a standalone like this, you know.
Yeah,
So.
that was the big issue with they DC wants to be Marvel so bad, so they tried to copy. Well, you know what would put us on the map is if we had finally have a team up of our Avengers type characters. It was like
Yeah, but no one got solo movies beforehand
except
except for Superman.
and
And
Wonder
here's the
Woman.
thing.
Well, Wonder Woman came after the
Justice League, yeah.
Or no, she came after. Did she come after Justin? No, she came after Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was straight, but you know, bringing it back to Joker,
Yeah.
I think once
Thank
they
you.
saw
Yeah.
the success of Joker, DC was like, wait a minute, we don't have to do all these crazy super special effects and make it all marvelly. We could just that's the word. We could just
It is now.
yeah, just yeah, that's the minute of the word. We could just go off of the story. You know, we could just use the story and film dope themes and build off of that. You know, because Joker has just a person that people relate to.
And well, I'll ask this as well, because I've heard this argument too, that it's actually the same kind of thing that people had issue with the Rob Zombies Michael Myers, is that giving your character a backstory kind of takes away from the mystery of why they do things. So, do you think that anything is lost by actually giving him a backstory? Because Heath Ledger's Joker, we don't know where he came from. He just showed up on the scene and he just starts causing havoc. We don't know why he's doing it. We don't even know who he is. We actually know the character's name in the Joker movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could predict that in my mind when I watched The Dark Knight, with Heath Ledger is in my mind, you could tell that he's been through some shit. You know,
Yeah.
something happened to him. Like, all right, like you know, you see these scars. My dad, you know, I was like, whoa, like, all right, I guess your dad was not a good person.
Yeah.
Shit, you know, so
But
Yeah.
his story changed every single time.
yeah, which is exactly I was about to say that too. Like his story would change. Like you see these scars, I went in the mirror and cut it myself. Like, whoa, I thought you said your dad did this.
Yeah, when I heard him talk about that scene, I was like, but you didn't say that earlier. I was like, oh wait,
It'd be funny if it was like a parody movie and it was like Batman and the scene. He's like,
Yeah.
what? Earlier you said
I have it written down on the back computer. I have your
Yeah.
log in my thing. I'm gonna have to change it now.
Like, I know you got a
Yeah.
neck to the hostage. I mean, a knife to the neck of this hostage. But hold, let's clarify something real quick.
You're messing
You
with the
said
continuity here.
Yeah.
a month ago, I recall your dad did this. You said my dad.
Of all,
Now you in the mirror. Which one is it? Like,
Right.
real quick though, just as an aside, I wasn't sure. Actually, one of the things that I wasn't sure about when the movie was announced wasn't Joaquin Phoenix. I thought he was a fine choice.
Yeah.
It was the director, in all honesty, because I had only known him from the Hangover.
Yeah.
Hangover movies. He did Starsky and Hutch, Old School.
So you knew him from comedy.
Yeah, he just did a lot of comedy, and then he just comes out with this really gritty psychological thriller. I'm like, where'd this come from?
Yeah, and I think think it was Bradley Cooper was the producer, right?
Did he produce this?
I think so. I think he was
Let me look.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
too have the internet.
Yeah.
Produced by Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean,
They were-
Bradley Cooper. I think. Well, you don't really see him in too many things. I mean, back in his Hangover time and his American Sniper Day, like he was, that was his little era of big stardom.
Yeah.
But then he was also in A Star Is Born. So dude has mad money, so it would make sense that he would, Hangover definitely put a lot of money in his pocket.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So maybe when they met on the Hangover set, the director Bradley Cooper was like, "Hey, what about Joker?"
Yeah.
Oh man, I like hearing stories where you have this director who, or you see people that are known for mostly comedy and shows that they can do some really serious work, kind of like Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah.
only known for being on Key and Peele and Mad TV back in the day,
Yeah.
and then he comes out and with Get Out, and everyone's like, "Where the hell has this guy been?"
Yeah.
Oh, well, being on this subject, have you guys seen True Story with Kevin Hart?
True story. Oh wait.
Netflix.
Oh, is that wait?
No.
I
haven't
know
seen it.
about it. You might have to give me a little bit of a refresher, but I know I've heard about it.
So it's like it's deep. It's deep like Joker, like the True Story. There's nothing funny about it at all.
Isn't Kevin Hart like with his brother-in-law or something?
Yeah, his
Or
brother. It's basically his brother is like he's going through hard times. He's trying to help him, and it's basically Kevin Hart is a famous comedian in this movie. They're just showing like, hey, he became this, and now they're showing what he goes through dealing with family and friends and like the
Yeah.
dark
I
side
did
of-
hear about Kevin Hart doing like putting out like a drama kind of movie.
Yeah, it's basically it's definitely drama, but it's
Yeah.
it's everything. Like there's violence, it's a very Shakespeare-ish type movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's a lot of betrayal. Like it's crazy. If I were you guys, I'd watch. It's only like five
Yeah.
episodes, I think.
Speaking of comedy delving into more serious stuff, have you guys checked out at all the remake of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I have not.
I've seen the commercials,
The
but
new gritty version of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where it's like, this does not seem funny at all. This is
No.
if you
it's a drama series. Yeah.
if you remember, if, it was all light and funny and everything, but if you remember, the plot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was that he got involved with some hoodlums back in West Philadelphia, and he had to get smuggled out to Bel-Air to hide out from the gang.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Will Smith produced this one.
Yeah. He's a producer on it.
I was like, you know what? I haven't watched any of it. I just know that it's out there, but I don't. It just
Yeah,
seems like an odd choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't dived in. I mean, I saw they were promoting it big time in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I really saw like the trailers and stuff, and it looked
It's
pretty-
like, hey, you remember that fun show that you used to watch back in the day, Fresh Prince? You remember Carlton? You remember doing the Carlton dance? You remember how funny that? Yeah, there's none of that in here. You think this is
Yeah.
funny? Nah,
Ain't funny at all.
this ain't funny. We're talking about drugs. We're talking guns.
Yeah.
You know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
Am I watching Power or?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
It's an interesting choice, but
Yeah,
could
Yeah.
be good.
yeah. Joker was cool.
Yeah,
Excellent
Joker.
Joker. Yeah.
I mean, I hope they come out with a part two. I really do. Just to keep it going, you know. But with the new Batman, like we're saying, it might throw it off.
Yeah. Maybe like they'll towards the end have Joaquin Phoenix come out.
Hey, that would be pretty dope.
That
This
would
is-
be.
This is why I like having TaG on, because I believe last time we talked a little bit about aliens, and then near the end we started talking about like what if aliens did come to Earth and
Yeah.
they found we talked like 10 minutes about like, or what if we went to another planet and we found we just delved away from talk a little bit about Joker, but I mean,
Well, going in this direction, how crazy would it be if someone like shot Jimmy Kimmel on national TV.
Oh, I was about to say, what are you talking about?
Oh man, that would be.
That,
I
I
definitely
was like,
don't.
what does that have to do with it? Oh yeah, because Joker did that.
yeah,
I see what you're saying. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
if it was like something so real, like that would be.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be a crazy thing. If
But
somebody
just on live TV.
yeah,
shoot somebody, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And well, let me ask you this. Here's a bit of unrealistic things. If you're in a dark subway and you see a clown in the next thing over just laughing, you wouldn't approach
Yeah.
that dude. You know,
no,
you even if you were with your boys, you see a crazy looking clown man just laughing and crying at the same time. You ain't gonna go near that dude.
no, I'm going to a different car.
On top of that, he was able to get a gun.
Yeah, as he said to what's his face at the end, you get what you deserve. I mean,
Yeah,
you should have.
Yeah,
You
that whole speech was epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely the. All right, so since we're talking about scenes real quick, let's bring it around to favorite scenes of the movie. Actually, this season hasn't really been a whole lot of like kill of the movie type things, so
no, we haven't had any gory type.
we haven't had
movies
enough.
yet,
But I don't mind talking about favorite scenes of the movie. So how about as we wrap up the Joker talk, what was y'all's favorite scene of the movie?
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
I would definitely say it's the scene where he finally meets Robert De Niro's character, and they're just going back and forth the whole time, and it just like I think his whole speech and everything he was saying was just so good because it kind of relates to real life, and then he just on the climax, and he just basically
yeah,
shoots
Mhm.
Robert De Niro, and like
Yeah.
wow, like that's the best.
Mine kind of goes hand in hand with yours. It's like the scene of everything that happened right afterwards,
okay, yeah,
where the town is starting to go to hell, and he's sitting in the cop car getting driven away, and he's just looking out on all
all
the
the riots.
because at that moment you tell yourself, all right, I can see now how because Joker is one of Batman's biggest villains, but he also always has a following.
Right.
Yeah,
That he's never short on henchmen.
yeah,
And when you see this, you're like, I can see why. And especially once he
Right.
gets, the car gets hit and then he's
They
standing
pull him
on,
out, yeah.
they pull him out and he's standing and he's like, it's very metaphorical that he's kind of like standing to a crowd, much like how it's like the adoration that he would try to get when he's on stage as a comedian,
yeah,
that he's getting it here from the anarchy going on. So that's what I like is like you sit here and now you're saying, all right, now I see why Joker always is never short on like henchmen and followers because he's always going to appeal to those kind of people.
Yeah. My favorite scene is when he's in the girl's apartment and then he kind of realizes the whole relationship he had with her
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was
was
fake.
made up in his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a weird. She's
Oh,
like, she's like, who are you? And
yeah,
That was
Yeah.
happening in the movie. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was
it's
like,
like, what do you mean? Who am I? We were making out, not to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Like in that scene, you also see why he's like drawn to her because she like freaks out a little bit, but then she tries to help him out. Like he broke into her apartment. She's like, "Hey,
That was out of
here we
fear.
go." Yeah,
I'm sure. She was trying to help him out of fear. I don't think it was actual generosity.
not
Yeah.
generosity, but she kind of knows that he's like not well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's interesting you're talking about that scene is I watched the director's cut, and he talks about that scene, and he was saying it was just to show the audience that this guy really is like truly mentally ill, and what the question was for a lot of people was, did he actually kill her? And
Yeah,
yeah,
because you don't
No.
see her anymore after.
yeah,
Right. And he answers, he goes, no, he actually doesn't. And that's not what his character is built off of. His whole motive is that he has something he believes in, that he's
He
fighting
eats the
for.
rich,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah,
And he said there was actual scene, the scene that I like the most, where they cut out, where you actually see her watching the show take place.
Oh wow.
I do think it was better to leave that out, though. Just
Yeah.
leave the audience just questioning. Well, would he have done that? I mean, he is the.
That's
I mean,
exactly
he does have a cause and everything, but he is the Joker at the end of the day.
He is crazy, yeah.
He is crazy at the end of the day.
right, and that's basically what he said. Is like, and they wanted to also be all about him in
Yeah.
that moment,
Mhm.
or almost every moment. So they cut that out, but they do have scenes where he was like watching the show. I was like, that's crazy.
I will say that one thing I think they could have cut out that I don't think was necessary was the whole relationship between him and Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a little weirdly thrown in.
Right?
I mean, you could argue that that was also in his head.
No, I think that kind of puts into his charge because he feels like, you know, supposed to be his dad, and he used his power and influence to make his mother,
I think that was
crazy
just
and psychotic.
I think that was just thrown in to just give him a connection to Bruce Wayne. I
Yeah.
don't think that was really thrown in for any other reason to just be like, all right, well, see, here's his connection to Bruce.
I think that's what it was, and if they want to make a part two, they got give him to have a reason to like hate Bruce Wayne or
Exactly. That I think that was more thrown in as a just in case there's a sequel kind of thing.
Well, I mean, Joker, the character itself, never really hates Bruce Wayne. He hates the Batman. I
right.
think he very few stories he finds out who
I'd
the
say it's the
Batman
other way
is.
around. I say he loves Batman and would hate Bruce Wayne in all honesty.
Well,
But
it's a hate where you kind of need him, but
yeah, but what I'm saying, I just I don't think that anything was gained by just adding that little bit.
yeah,
I think it was just I think they had a complete story and that was probably tacked on. I think that's the whole thing was probably tacked on at the very end of the planning the story out process just to be like, all right, we need to give him some connection to Bruce Wayne. Ooh, what if we make it this whole maybe that's his brother kind of thing and
yeah,
we'll that way if this movie does well, we can put that in the sequel.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, you also get it to add on to the whole haves versus have-nots type storyline too.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you had
Originally,
that regardless of the whole
yeah,
Wayne thing. But I mean, other than that, I mean, that's just my uh that's just the one thing I think they could have taken away and it wouldn't have taken away from anything. But the rest of the movie is solid.
yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, they actually do have Batman in here. You know what I mean? I thought it was
Well,
a standalone, but I was like, okay, I see what you guys try to kind
You're
of
like, I know you're doing your own thing here, movie. I was enjoying it when you were doing your own thing and not trying to tie it into Bruce Wayne.
yeah, but it's like, okay, I get
yeah,
it.
Supposedly, there's a specific frame of him looking in the mirror that the way the lights are, if you look at it, it looks like Batman's cowl or the outline of Batman's head.
huh.
Um,
Oh, when he's dancing in that
no, if
bathroom.
he's when he's in his dressing room looking at himself in the mirror, at one point, if you and they do like a wide shot of that and from him facing forward, you can. I'll see if I can find the picture and I'll send it to you. But
Yeah,
supposedly you can see like Batman's face and he's like right in the middle of it. Wait, it's like weirdly shot that way.
I could see him doing something like that. Yeah,
But yeah, it was a good pick.
yeah,
I'd say, psychological thrillers are definitely welcome here.
yeah,
It's called Body Bag Podcast, but psychological I mean, the last movie we did was It Comes at Night, and I'd say that was more psychological thriller than horror. And
yeah.
in this one, psychological thrillers open us up to be able to talk about movies like Seven,
Yeah.
Fight Club, and all that business.
Ugh, love Seven, such a great film.
Yeah, yeah. I think I look at all of that
Yeah,
in the same category as horror because you have like what subdivisions. I'm not saying this is it. This is like a niche of it, but
Hmm.
there's definitely some horror within this movie.
Oh, there's
yeah,
elements,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
especially the whole thing of not knowing like what certain thing. I mean, the idea of just having a crazy person like just come up in your house and you're like, who are you? And then to them, it's like, what do you mean? We've been together for the last couple of weeks, and you're like, I don't know who you are. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
the idea of that happening to you, as well as what if you were mentally ill to the point where you couldn't tell reality from fiction?
Yeah, that'd be very troubling. I could see why someone would go crazy off of that. I was actually thinking about that the other day, like, having a chemical imbalance in the mind. I forgot who we was talking about it, but
You can't
I think it was one
prove
of our
that. You can't prove that when you woke up this morning, all of your memories are just implants.
yeah. Like the
We all
Matrix.
might be in a simulation right
You
now.
can't prove that that's not true, and that like you were just born yesterday, but all your memories are have been manufactured.
Yep, all the Matrix, which I'm not sure what you guys thought about the new one, but
I haven't watched it yet.
I
I
haven't
didn't
watched
really
it
have
yet.
any interest in seeing it.
I think it
I
should keep.
haven't heard good things though.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think they ruined it.
That
They
and
just
those are strong words because a lot of people think that the revolution, or what was ever the third one. Um, well, I've heard people say Reloaded and the third one were not that good, but I mean, I still went to the movies and I still was satisfied when I left.
yeah, I'd like those movies. I think it kind of just finishes up the story, which was really good from the beginning.
The way I put it is that the last two were enjoyable for a movie that didn't necessarily need a sequel. The Matrix could have been perfectly fine as a standalone, but since you gave it a sequel anyway, I still had fun with it.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
this new one, I know you guys haven't seen it, but I think they had a good idea. They just rushed it and didn't execute it well. It was just like, you don't have to always use the same characters and stuff. I mean, obviously,
Was it like they
Yeah.
tried to rush it out by Christmas time?
yeah, it seems like they rushed it and didn't really think the story out 100%. I liked what they were trying to do, but they could have like
Was it
really
like were they trying to like coast on a lot of the callbacks? Was there a lot of
yeah,
callbacks like, hey,
exactly,
remember this
exactly.
line or remember this
Ex-
from the first movie?
Yep, this is exactly what threw me off. Like, all right, maybe one or two, but like the entire movie, like, come
You
on,
might
man.
as well just watch the first movie if you're gonna do all that.
Right, exactly.
Well, maybe I'll have to watch it and then and I'll maybe if I end up watching it within the next couple of days, I'll message you and be like, yeah, you're totally right. This movie sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely watch it. I mean, I think it's something to watch, but like after, like in the middle of the movie, you're probably gonna like start doing other things while.
Start looking at my looking at the clock and like, all right, can we wrap this up about now? Like,
Right.
we've been at this for 2 hours. Can we?
Yeah, let me heat my meal up while this
Yeah.
is going on. Yeah,
Dude, got
let me
some
go find
paperwork
it.
I gotta take care of.
Right.
Yeah,
Let me send some emails to everybody.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Start sending some emails, just look up from time to time. Oh, it's on another scene. All right, yeah.
Until you just get to the
Still
point where,
going.
like, screw it, I'll just read the Wikipedia what happened.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of them, hate to say it, but that's the truth.
Well, as fun as this is, it's time that we start wrapping this up. But before we do, Dave, do we have anything coming up soon?
We got we're recording with Haley Newland, and then we got the people from was it on the top podcast coming on
For the Road podcast?
for the road. Yeah,
That's gonna be are they next week?
yeah. Next week we'll be recording with
All
them.
right, just got to reach out and make sure of that. And yep, Haley
Yeah.
Newland, who is so we have you and Haley Newland, who I said you two are responsible for the most traffic that have come our way.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming in again.
Yeah.
People love TaG, and
Yeah.
people love the Joker. So I expect no less than 1,000 views by the time this drops.
So
Nice.
many views.
And where do you guys mainly broadcast this?
We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify,
By Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This is accumulation
YouTube, yeah.
of all of the views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would say that most of it probably comes from iHeartRadio. Is that right? Right.
I think it's
Or is it
Spotify.
Spotify?
I heard. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
those two.
Yeah.
Traffic. Have you guys thought about like doing maybe video stuff in the future, YouTube? Like,
I mean, we put up videos on YouTube.
We said this last season. At some point, we're gonna try to start doing like video for it.
Yeah, actual
and
recording. But
and put up some of these clips on TikTok.
okay,
we're getting there.
I had to settle with like transitioning to this new job and everything first.
Yeah.
So figuring out just dates to record has been kind of like a chore.
Kind of hectic, yeah.
sweet. Okay, yeah, I'm down for it. Because I'm always ready to hop on video. I mean, if we all even meet up at a podcast studio for one of the episodes, I'm down.
And like I said,
Yeah.
I will keep you abreast as to what Haley's monster is going to be tomorrow. See if she can fight off your pyramid head looking predator with the resources of Buffalo Bill, strength of Ghostface, speciality of T1000, voice of Patrick Bateman, and the weapon of Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll listen to the episode when she does it.
Yeah.
And for everybody else, do you want to just go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you?
Very easy to find. TaG, exactly how it sounds, exactly how it's spelled. YOUKNOWTHE. Anywhere. So if you're on Instagram, it's TaG. Twitter, TaG. TikTok, YouTube, which I mentioned was probably what I'm gonna be on the most. I got a new song coming out next month. New song this month that's out called Shine, which we spoke about earlier. So
really good song.
Great song.
Thanks, guys.
And as for me, I've been Chris Thomas, and with me again, as always, Broke Rider Dave.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, take it easy, man. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Body Bag Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment as to what you'd like to hear us review, or any horror movie topics you'd like to hear us rant and rave about.
And while you're at it, you can find us on Twitter at BodyBagPod and on Instagram at BodyBagPodcast.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.